Cablevision of Mid-Michigan presents High School Hoops Preview with John Richmond and Mel Wolf.
Good evening and welcome to the Jackson High School Fieldhouse for this Capital Area Conference matchup between the Waverly Warriors and the Jackson Vikings. I'm John Richmond, and along by my side analyzing tonight's game is Dr. Mel Wolf. And Mel, we have a story here of two teams heading in the opposite direction. Waverly winners of 3 out of their last 4, and Jackson the exact opposite story.
Yeah, that's right, and Waverly has to be real pleased being 7-3 at this point. Jackson at 4-4 is probably disappointed. They stole a game against Lansing Everett here in Jackson, and that looked like they were going to go on a big run and be real successful, and then they've lost 3 out of the last 4 right after that.
And we'll be back to analyze tonight's contest in detail on Continental Cablevision's High School Hoops Preview after this. And welcome back to Continental Cablevision's High School Hoops Preview for this CAC matchup between the Waverly Warriors and the Jackson Vikings. And Mel, as you alluded to in the opening, Jackson looking to go on a big run after that Lansing Everett win, then faltered somewhat.
And it hasn't happened. Andy's had some problems with consistency. He has 2 very good players, and we'll talk about them shortly. But he's just not getting the consistent play on the offensive end.
Waverly, on the other hand, as we could take a look at their overall record, they're 7-3 for the balance of this 94-95 season. And we can take a look and see that the 2 losses, the first one to St. John's and one to Lansing Sexton, were close ball games.
That's right, and they lost to Everett on the 20th of January in a game that probably figured to lose. But 7-3, 4-2 in the conference. Waverly's got to be very pleased to only be a half a game out of the lead.
There we see they lost Lansing Everett, but wins sandwiched around that to Charlotte and also against Eaton Rapids.
Well, and they're coming off a 43-point win against Easton Rapids. They have to feel pretty good about themselves at this point.
That's not bad at all. Coached by Phil Odlum in his 27th year, a lot of experience behind the bench.
Absolutely, and he's a very colorful character, and we may see him bouncing around the bench quite a bit tonight.
Now, as we allude to, they are both coaches. A lot of experience on the Jackson side, too, with Coach Andy Sheridan.
Andy's been here 15 years. He's done a great job. He's won 216 games with only 101 losses and had a great record. He's been in the state tournament several times and actually had a girls' state championship back some years ago when Regina Pierce started here.
Now, we've mentioned previously about the Jackson High record so far in the 94-95 season. Let's take a look at the graphic here and take a look. We mentioned the Lansing Everett when you really thought they were going to go on a roll and then lost 3 out of their last 4, really after a strong start, too.
That's correct. They got beaten badly by Grand Ledge. They lost to Sexton, which probably figured, but by more than they should. They came back and won at Lumen Christi, their crosstown rival here, by 10 points, but then lost at East Lansing by 9, and Jackson just has to get their act together.
As we take a look at the Capital Area Conference standings here shortly, Waverly tied with 3 other teams at 4-2 and 7-3 overall. So we can see both coaches chatting before the game, sharing some laughs. I'm sure that won't last for very long.
No, I don't think so.
Jackson at 1-4 in the league and 4-4 overall. Everett probably no surprise. Holt probably a surprise.
Holt is a big surprise to me at 7-2 and 4-2 in the conference. And East Lansing at 7-3 and 4-2 in the conference, as well as Waverly 7-3 and 4-2 in the conference. Everett figured to be there, and I thought Sexton would be up a little higher and they're only 3-2 in the conference, but they're not quite to the halfway point yet, so they still have a run.
Now let's take a look and analyze the game in a little bit more detail, what we can expect to see tonight. On the Waverly side, let's start with the visiting Warriors. You're taking a look at a team that is led by Eric Parsons and Clayton Birch, two guys that have started for 2 years now, although there's some news from the Waverly bench.
There is. I was talking to Phil Odlin before the game, and he's concerned about Eric Parsons. He's averaging 22 points a game, 11 rebounds. He's only 6 feet tall, and has sprained his ankle in practice and is questionable tonight. He will not start, but they do expect that he will play.
Now, from the Waverly standpoint, what does Coach Phil Odlum look to do against Jackson High?
He hopes to slow down the two guards for Jackson. He hopes to slow down Reggie Hester and Michael Smith, who are big-time players. And he's concerned in controlling their penetration. So his initial thought is to start playing zone and keep them from driving the middle and dishing the ball.
Waverly not an overly big team at all.
No, but Jackson isn't either, but they can jump.
Now on the Jackson High School side, we take a look at, you've mentioned their two players, Reggie Hester and Michael Smith.
Well, they're big-time players. Reggie is certainly being looked at by a lot of big-time schools, and Michael Smith certainly has an opportunity to play someplace in college. Perhaps the initial thought is he might play for his father, Mike Ingram, up at Lansing Community College.
Now taking a look at Jackson High also, some news from their bench. Jermaine Potts will not be dressed today, moved up a JV player.
And they moved up a JP player, Keto Smith, who's a guard, averaged 18 points on the JVs. He's a 10th grader and is expected to see some playing time, and Jermaine will not start. And Kyle Sanders, all-state football player, will start in his place.
We have a lot of other action coming up on Continental Cablevision outside of tonight's action. In fact, just about a week away, Tuesday, February 7th, for those of you in the Lansing coverage area, we have Eaton Rapids. The Greyhounds of Eaton Rapids will be visiting the Rams of Holt. Replays of that game will be on Thursday, February 9th at 8:30 p.m. and also on Friday, the 10th of February at 3 p.m. It's the Waverly Warriors against the Jackson High School Vikings when we're back. Continental Cablevision of Mid-Michigan presents High School Hoops 95 with John Richmond and Mel Wolf. Tonight features a Capital Area Conference game between the Waverly Warriors and the Jackson High School Vikings. Glad to be here at the Jackson High School Fieldhouse. Along by my side is Dr. Mel Wolf, and looking forward to an exciting game.
Well, I think this will be a good ball game. Jackson is trying to get their act together after losing 3 of their last 4, and Waverly playing very well, winning 3 of their last 4. This should be a real good ball game.
We're all getting set for the national anthem, which will be brought to us by the Jackson High School Pep Band. Teams are taking their places on the middle of the floor, and the fans are getting ready, standing for the national anthem, and then we'll get into the starting lineups for tonight's game. Let's now listen to the Jackson High School Pep Band. an excellent rendition of the national anthem by the Jackson High School Pep Band. And now we'll join Jackson High School Athletic Director Jerry Reese for tonight's starting lineups between the Waverly Warriors visiting down here at the Jackson High School Fieldhouse against the Vikings. And now Jerry Reese for tonight's starting lineups. There are the lineups for the Vikings of Jackson High School and the Waverly Warriors. Tonight's officials: Dave Slusser and Jeff Hinkle. And a nice little story behind Dave Slusser.
Dave Slusser is the baseball coach at Columbia Central out here in Brooklyn, and he was the baseball coach of the Brooklyn, Michigan Little League team that went to the College World Series, or Little League World Series, in Williamsport several years ago.
Jump underway, and quick call over and back against Waverly, and the Vikings will get it. Reggie Hester will set things, and Waverly starting in man-to-man. Sort of a matchup zone.
No, it's a matchup zone.
Hester now over to Michael Smith. Again, trying to stop the penetration. That'll be the key. Hester, a quick pump fake, baseline jumper, long off the iron. Big rebound. Put back and in
White.
by Jamar White. And Jackson takes an early 2-0 lead. Clayton Birch brings it up over the timeline, and he'll set things. A good three-point shooter. Waverly running a man-to-man. Over to Matt Taylor on this near wing. Now back out to Jamie Jans, and he'll set things. Tom Anderson starting for the injured Eric Parsons. A quick shot by Knees, no good. Rebounded by Hester.
Nice rebound by Reggie.
Hester brings it in. Down to Jamar White, over in the corner to Sanders. His three-pointer long off the iron. Rebounded by Matt Taylor, the lone senior starter for Waverly. Now Jans to set things up over to Birch. He is guarded by Michael Smith. Hester is on Jans. Birch trying to make a quick move to the baseline.
I'm sure the Jackson defense is aware that Birch is their best three-point shooter, and they'll probably overplay on the outside on him.
With Eric Parsons on the bench, I'm sure they will concentrate on Birch. Hester over to Michael Smith, who's looking to find some room. Can't. And Damon Price has the ball knocked out. 6:32 to go in the first quarter. It's 2-0 Jackson on a putback by Jamar White. Reggie Hester now into White. Free throw line extension just short. Knees rebounds. Scramble for the ball, and it's trailed by Jans. Clayton Birch will get it up in a hurry to Knees. Knees turns around and has it blocked. Michael Smith.
Michael Smith from behind.
Nice block.
Sure
Nice
was.
block.
Sure was.
Knees had a easy bucket there. Jans will inbound to Matt Taylor over to Knees. He is guarded closely by White, 24 feet from the basket, and Clayton Birch will set things up. That'll be an interesting matchup with Birch and Michael Smith.
Yeah, I think so. Two very quick players.
Jans is left all alone. Breakdown in the coverage. His three-pointer is short. Good rebound by the Jackson Vikings.
Reggie in the open court.
Draws the foul from Birch. That'll be his first. And Reggie Hester will be heading to the line for 2.
Here's, if there's any weakness in Reggie's game, this is it. He's only shooting 49% from the free throw line. And a player who shoots twice as many free throws as the next highest number on the Jackson team has to get going at the free throw line.
48% from the field, and as you mentioned, only 49% from the free throw line.
Not good, in particular for a player of his caliber. That was better.
His first shot rattles in and puts Jackson up to a 3-0 lead early in the ballgame. 5:51 still to remain in the first quarter. His next one is short and rebounded by Matt Taylor. Some token pressure by Reggie Hester. Gets the ball out of Jans' hands, and Clayton Birch fires just wide for Tom Anderson. Another turnover by Waverly. Michael Smith now over to Reggie Hester across the timeline. He's wide open for a three-pointer, and it's short off the iron. Straight off, I believe, the possibly the head of Joe Knees.
Looked like it.
And Jackson will inbound underneath their own bucket. Michael Smith to inbound. They go into action, looking for Kyle Sanders. Nice cut. And the bucket by Damon Price. 5-0 Jackson. Jackson picks up three-quarters pressure, now falls back. Michael Smith against Birch. We'll watch that one. Jans, the overplaying Hester. Tries for the steal, misses, and Jans converts for a 5-2 Jackson lead now.
Jans made Reggie pay on that time.
Good strong move again by Damon Price. Foul underneath, and
Knees.
they have it on 20. That's Clayton Birch. No, it is now 54.
No, it was on 54.
You're right.
Yeah.
Joe Knees, that's his first, the team's second. And Damon Price will go to the line.
Shooting just over 50% at the free throw line himself, and that didn't look very good.
We'll take a look and see how he earned his stripe, or his trip to the charity stripe.
Makes a second. We thought we were going to get a replay on that foul.
He did make the second free throw. Jackson 6-2, 5:05 to go in the first quarter. Pressuring, possibly with Eric Parsons on the bench, adding a little extra pressure than they might.
I think Jackson's trying to up tempo. I think Jackson's quicker man-to-man than Waverly is.
Good motion offense there. Shot by Tom Anderson is no good.
He's
Scramble.
Got away with an over the back there.
Scramble for the ball, picked up by Matt Taylor. Now Birch will set things again. Kyle Sanders pressuring Tom Anderson, and he's going to get called for the push.
Yeah.
Some back doors are open with Jackson's pressure.
You bet they will.
Jans will set the inbounds play in motion. Out to Birch, top of the key, three-pointer. It's good.
Nice shot.
Smooth shot by the best three-point shooter on their team, and it's 6-5. Almost halfway into the first quarter. Reggie Hester over to Michael Smith, now back to Hester. Good quick movement by Jackson, down to Kyle Sanders. He tries to make a quick move, and Jackson.
Here's the first sub in the game, Keto Smith.
That's the JV.
Right up from the JV's 10th grader, first action.
We'll watch Keto Smith and see what kind of spark he provides. It looked like it may have bounced off of Kyle Sanders' knees, and now I guess that's what they call. Clayton Birch fires in a hurry up to Jans on the near side. Now over to Birch, trying to create something. Good pick there. A lot of movement off the top of the key. Jans for three. Wild shot, but it's rebounded by Anderson. No good.
Look out below. Boom. Reggie Hester snuck out, and Jamar White got him the ball.
You have strong rebounding like Jackson does, that can happen.
Yeah, they can sneak their guards out. And Reggie in the open floor is going to dunk, and if he has one-on-one, he's going to beat that guy.
There's Reggie Hester again. Jans is back.
Too.
Nice behind the back move.
Turned him right around. That was a very pretty play, too.
Excellent anticipation by Hester. Behind the back dribble and laid it in. 10-5, 3:35 to go in the first quarter.
And with the next stoppage of play, Eric Parsons is coming into the game.
That's the one we'll watch for. Now Joe Nees double teamed, almost a steal by Hester. Anderson over to Jans. Jans three-pointer is good.
Looking shot.
10-8. Coach Andy Sheridan doesn't like three-point shooters being left alone at the top of the key. Hester, good inlet. Pass to Damon Price.
Yep.
He's strong.
Yes, he is. And a nice feed by Reggie.
Excellent feed, not a good angle.
No.
Michael Smith trying to guard Clayton Birch. Good defense there. Joe Nees pump fake, tries to draw a charge. Nothing there. Birch for three, no good. Outlet again.
Reggie again.
Tries a flip behind his back to save it. Jans is back. Over to Anderson and now back to Jans. That's about all Reggie had to do.
Yes, he did. He did a good job saving the ball.
Good pick. Off the top of the key, they don't find him. Anderson over to Taylor. Taylor on the far side. Working against Damon Price. Now Keto Smith guarding Tom Anderson. And the Waverly Warriors will set things again. 2:25 left in the first quarter. Anderson now over to Birch. Birch against Smith. Near the baseline. Good movement by Waverly. They find Matt Taylor, the lone senior starter. The co-captain misses short off the iron.
That was a nice rebound by White. Jackson is controlling the boards at this point.
Coach Sheraton just instructing Reggie Hester not to take off quite so quick. Help with some rebounds. Three-pointer by Keto Smith is short. Rebounded again strongly by Damon Price, and his shot is missed. Scramble for the ball. And Matt Taylor regains possession. Over to Jans. Jans now over to Anderson. His three, no, off the iron. Taylor with the rebound in the paint. Turnaround's good.
Nice shot.
12-10, a minute 38 to go. Good first quarter.
Yes, it is. And Waverly has to feel good being 2 points down with their best player on the bench, and Jackson throws it away.
Waverly subs. We have 14, Eric Parsons. That's the one we'll watch. And also we have 24, which is Chad Hines. He'll also come in, but as you mentioned, for a 6-footer, Eric Parsons can put up some numbers.
Yes, he can. 22 points a game and 11 rebounds is amazing. 11 rebounds is an amazing stat for a 6-foot player.
We'll see how he's working on that ankle.
Looks like he's moving all right.
It does look like he's moving okay. It's Chad Hines trying to work. Over to Parsons. It's good
Hester.
defense by Reggie Hester. He's got Keto Smith with them. His shot
falls.
falls.
Pass. Excuse me. And Keto put it down. First varsity basket for Keto Smith.
Nice strong move by a JV player.
Oh, yes, it was.
Reggie Hester trying to pressure Chad Hines. He's come away with a couple of steals. We got a minute even to go, 14-10.
I'm sure Andy is not very happy with Hester getting a foul that far from the basket, though. Steps.
Ball is into Eric Parsons, and maybe a little anxious to get things started.
Yeah, not warmed up yet. And that'll be an interesting matchup. Now they moved Michael Smith over to guard Parsons.
Smith now looking at the offensive end. Over to Smith. His three-pointer is long off the rim, and again, the board's controlled by Damon Price. Good weak side rebounding by Price.
He sure is, and he's going up real strong. The foul is on Neese. That's his second and the third team foul.
Well, once Neese gets into some foul trouble, they have Joe Rollian, the other senior co-captain. There's only 2 seniors on the team, and he's another key player for Phil Oldlam's Waverly squad. Damon Price's first free throw is short. His next one is short, but bounces in for a 15-10 Jackson lead. 46 seconds to go. Chad Hines will start the Waverly offense here on the far side. Looking for the cut over the top of the key. Jackson's really overplaying that. There's Parsons, now over to Taylor. Really winning guys off the top of that screen.
And it's a question of whether Waverly is quick enough. Here, Smith.
Lay-in by Smith.
Michael Smith on a steal. It's a question of whether Waverly is quick enough to take advantage of backdooring when they overplay like this.
Chad Hines now has a backdoor cut by Parsons, is not there. He's pressured. Parsons' first shot, off. Battle for the boards between Price and Taylor, and it's off of Taylor. 4 seconds to go, 17-10, Jackson. A lazy pass almost stole by Hines. We're down to 2-1. Reggie Hester's 26-footer.
It'll count. Oh, just off the rim, and Jackson leads 17-10 at the quarter.
17-10 at the quarter. We'll be right back. We're back as the second quarter just got underway. Joe Nees over to Jans. Quick swing over to Taylor. Better ball movement by Waverly.
Short-armed that one, didn't he?
And first quarter, Mel, turnovers the key.
7 turnovers for Waverly. That got them in trouble, and Jackson out-rebounded them 10-6. Damon Price had 6 points for Jackson, and Reggie Hester had 5.
Keto Smith now over to Reggie Hester. On the near side, good look into Michael Smith, and he bangs one down.
Strong move there. Jackson's going very hard to the hole.
19-10, Taylor. Taylor beats the Jackson High defense back. Coach Sheridan not happy with that. In fact, here comes a sub. Keto Smith over to Michael Smith. His three-pointer is long, and Waverly's ball.
Now 53 is Keith Hamlin, a 6'8 player who does not get a lot of playing time here. He's a transfer in from Columbia Central.
He has played in all 8 games, but he doesn't play an awful lot. Early substitution here tonight for Damon Price, but Price did a great job on the boards.
Yes, he did.
Waverly now is trying to set things up and cut into the 7-point Jackson lead. Taylor along the baseline. He finds Jans wide open, and Jans is good again.
That's his second three-pointer. He has 8 points already, and it looks like they can't leave Jans alone out there.
19-15, 19-15, excuse me. 6:40 to go. Michael Smith in the corner. Out to Keto Smith. Back to Michael, now over to Keto. Looking for a reversal. There it is to Reggie Hester. He finds Hamlin underneath. Good Waverly defense. All alone is Michael Smith.
Pretty pass.
Have those two played together before?
I think so.
21-15. Taylor almost gets another easy bucket, beating Jackson down floor, but they recover. Now over to Jans, and he'll set things up.
Jackson's still in the man-to-man.
Eric Parsons still looking to connect, and he good reverse dribble, good defense. Jans, nice pump fake.
Pretty shot. 10 points for Jans.
He's holding a minute right now, 21-17. Reggie Hester all the way down the baseline. Scoop, no. Battle for the ball, and Nees brings it down. Jans with Waverly out and running. He's going to pull.
Three-pointer.
Strong rebound by Jamar White. And here comes Michael Smith. Smith now over to Hester. Hester's been doing a good job working that weak side, although Hamlin will take this shot. It rolls around, doesn't fall. Struggle for it between Smith and Nees, but Waverly comes down with it.
Stuck on the end line.
Waverly actually pushing the ball.
They are, and they're beating Jackson down. I don't think they're faster. Jackson's just not getting back. They're going to take Reggie Hester out for a little break now. Kyle Sanders comes back in. That'll mean that Michael Smith will have to take up the scoring.
Jackson not blessed with a real deep bench.
No, they're not.
But Coach Sheridan going to it here early in the first half. Michael Smith has it stripped by Jans. He tries to underhand one ahead to Taylor. Kyle Sanders, nice recovery. And Keto Smith will try to set things up.
That's why Sanders is in there. He's in there to make things happen. He is not going to score much.
Good hustle effort by Sanders. Keto Smith all alone. He'll take that.
Good looking shot. 3-pointer.
Well, at 18 points a game on the JV squad, he can obviously shoot. It's impressive to see a junior varsity player come right out in a varsity game and do it.
Doesn't look nervous at all.
No, he doesn't. Sub coming in here for Waverly at the next break. Right now, Parsons looking inside for knees. He takes one drop step dribble, air ball, but Taylor's working hard.
He cleaned it up. It looked like Jamar White fouled knees on that one to me. It looked like he hit him on the elbow.
Michael White bounce passes over to Smith. Good quick move by Smith. Now back to the other Smith. There's a 15-footer. It's open. Turnaround jumper known. Rebounded by Jans. Jans ahead to Parsons. Now Parsons getting an easy look at the basket, and he just can't get one to fall. Looks like Taylor's over the back. No call. And Keto Smith corrals the rebound. 4:15 to go in the first half, 24-19.
They are letting them play. Each team's getting away with a foul here and there, but it's certainly been a clean game. But they've let them play, and that's good, I think.
Michael Smith wide open, long off the glass, and I believe bounced off of Kyle Sanders.
Here comes Rowan, the other senior for Waverly.
As we mentioned, only Taylor and Rowan, the only seniors, and Coach Sheridan counters right back with his two starters, Price, who had a strong first quarter, and Hester, who had a strong first quarter as well. Jamar White and Michael Smith will take a seat.
This will be a short rest for both of those two, I think.
Waverly zones the out-of-bounds play. Reggie Hester counters. Out to Keto Smith. Sanders back to Smith. He's looking for that three-pointer, just not quite enough time to get it off. Good defense there by Rowan. Sanders covers the loose ball, but his shot's long, and Clayton Birch will bring things up for the Warriors. Looking for a one-on-one move. Not there. Parsons.
He's got a nice stroke, doesn't he?
24-22, his first bucket, 3:32 left in the first half. That ankle seems to be holding up well as Keto Smith fires for three. That's long. And again, a rebound by Damon Price.
Stepped on the end line. Nice steal by Smith, but he stepped on the end line. Price is getting a lot of offensive rebounds. He hasn't finished a couple of times.
Getting banged, but they are, as you said, letting him play.
Yes, they are.
Interesting to see here with the two-year varsity starter Birch against the JV player Smith.
Yep.
They tried to expose that. Rowan now trying to look inside. Nothing there. Over to Birch on the near side. He'll fire for three. Good-looking shot.
Over the back there, I think.
Both Birch and Parsons have, as well as Jans, have nice-looking three-point.
Yes, they do. That's on Joe Rowan. That's his first, and the team's fourth. Neither team in the 1-and-1 yet.
3 minutes even to go. Kyle Sanders on the far side.
Andy Sheridan, coach of the Jackson Vikings, telling Kyle not to try and force it into the middle.
Reggie Hester looking to create. He gets the shot off. Good look at the basket, but just misses. Both teams a little cold. Jans, he'll try to create one-on-one. And there's a reach in. As you mentioned, Michael Smith wouldn't sit out long, and he's ready to check back in. A lot of soft shots going up, but the rim's not real kind on either end.
I agree with you. They don't look too bad. They're just not going down. That was Sanders' second foul for Jackson, then their third team foul.
Jans will inbound. Looking for Birch along the baseline. Not much movement by Waverly. He finally finds Taylor, and Birch will set things up.
Jackson man-to-man on the inbound play, too.
It's interesting. Most teams will zone.
That's right. And they couldn't get anybody off the pick.
Parsons looking to create over Hester.
Pass.
Jans, nice.
Pass.
And for the first time, we are tied at 24. Waverly's fought back into it.
And Jans has 12 points. That's a lot of points from Jans because the scoring load's usually taken by Birch and Parsons.
Good move by Keto Smith. His pass to Michael Smith. No, Taylor up to Jans, and they're off. Jans, a pull-up jumper, blocked by Reggie Hester.
Got hit on the head. Taylor hit Price right on the head on the rebound. And that's his first personal. And the 15th foul.
Well, after building a 7-point lead at the end of the first quarter, Waverly's fought back in it.
Yes, they have, and this is going to be a close game, I think, most of the way. Jamar White's back in for Jackson now.
Hester will set things, trying to find
Another bad pass.
Damon Price.
I don't think Andy's very happy the way the offense is running right at this point.
I think Coach Sheridan's looking for a few more quick passes.
Right.
Jackson looking to penetrate and wants some quick passes. Reggie Hester now dribbles off his knee, loses the ball. Waverly did not touch it, and they'll have a chance to take the lead with 1:48 to go here in the first half.
Coach Phil Odlum up off his bench, applauding his team's effort, and he has to be real pleased that they came back here to tie the game.
Clayton Birch now working against Michael Smith. Jans against Keto Smith. Taylor, good strong move.
Stepped on the end line.
Good strong move by Taylor.
Yes, it was.
Against Damon Price. Keto Smith. Now we'll set things back to Keto. He'll have an open three-pointer, and it's long. Jans, good outlet into Clayton Birch. Nice pass to Taylor. Fall away 2-footer, rattles home.
Nice pass, and that's 8 points for Taylor.
That was an excellent break.
They got 20 points between Taylor and Jans. Certainly not what they would expect. Has to be a pleasant surprise.
15-footer again. Short by Jamar White. He's got the shot. He's just short. Jans finds Clayton Birch. He almost walks, and they did catch him. Had the three-pointer, thought about it, and changed his mind, thought he might want to drive.
Yeah. Here's 21, George Brown into the lineup, a 10th grader for Jackson, replacing Keto Smith.
56 seconds to go. The Waverly Warriors, are up 26-24. Jackson exploded out to an early 7-point lead, and Waverly has fought their way back into it. Jackson's starting to shoot a few quick shots. Getting some open shots. Nice pass there. They've got some open looks, just
They just haven't finished.
Not connecting. Good defense by Waverly there. Get your hands up in the paint. And Waverly will zone the inbounds play. They get it out to Jamar White. Good in.
Nice inside pass to Price.
26.
Price finished that time.
26-26, but there's Taylor at the other end. Taylor just explodes out of the made basket by Jackson, and that's his second easy bucket. We're down to 24 seconds to go, and Jackson has the ball, maybe looking for the last shot. Brown finds Michael Smith all along the baseline. His 2-footer's no good. 15 seconds. Again, trying to find Michael Smith.
Forcing it.
And Waverly gets their hands up. Waverly will.
12 seconds to go. They have plenty of time to get a good shot.
Good in.
Oh, that was a nice shot.
Good inbound pass to Jamar White, and we're tied with 4 seconds to go. We're down to 3-2. The last shot is rebounded by Taylor.
Almost put it back in.
Almost put it back in.
Good first half.
Well, after 16 minutes of play, we're back to where we started. 28-28, a tie score between the Waverly Warriors and the Jackson High School Vikings. And we'll be back with second half action after this break here on Continental Cablevision Hoops 95. And welcome back to the Jackson High School Fieldhouse. I'm John Richmond along with Mel Wolf. And Mel Jackson started out with a quick 5-0 lead, scored the last 5 points of the first half to take a 17-10 lead at the end of the first quarter. Extended the lead to 8 points and then saw Waverly fight back to where we're at now, 28-28.
I think a big part of that was Eric Parsons coming back in the game. The fact that he only hit 1 3-pointer is not important, I don't think. I think he steadied the team. They had confidence that they were close to Jackson when he was out of there. When he came in, they felt that they could make a run at him, and they did. Here are the halftime stats. Jackson shot 36% from the field. Warriors shot 43%. Jackson shot 3 for 6 on free throws. The Warriors, it's not that they don't know how to shoot free throws. They didn't get to. They had no free throw attempts. Jackson only 1 for 9 from the three-point line. And the Waverly Warriors were 4 for 9 for 44%. Jackson was out-rebounded 16-13, mainly because they missed so many shots in the second quarter. The Warriors had 11 turnovers to Jackson's 5. 28-28 at the half.
Now the surprise for the Warriors, at least as we talked over halftime, had to be the play of Jamie Jans.
Absolutely. He had 2 3-pointers and 3 baskets for 12 points. Matt Taylor had 5 baskets for 10 points. Parsons and Birch each had a 3-pointer. Jackson was led by Damon Price with 8 points. Mike Smith had 6. Keto Smith, Reggie Hester had 5 each.
Second half just underway. First shot by Michael Smith is short, but Jamar White controls the boards, and Jackson takes a quick 2-point lead to start the second half. Jans with the ball now. Nobody in foul trouble. Not a lot of fouls called.
No.
Jans for a
3-pointer again. It was a good-looking shot, just a little short.
Struggle for the ball, and Reggie Hester retains possession.
Parsons is starting this half now.
We'll set those starters for you in just a minute. Michael Smith just off the iron. Again, a strong rebound by Jackson. Damon Price.
Offensive rebounding could be the difference in this ballgame.
Price is really playing a heck of a game.
Yes, he is. He's done a really good job inside.
Jans now will set things on the far side. Again, running that motion off the top of the key. It worked a couple of times for Waverly and also led to a couple of Jackson steals as they overplayed. Parsons goes for the shot. It's blocked by Michael Smith. He's got Keto Smith.
Tried to avoid the charge and couldn't score. Nice defensive play by 22, Tom Anderson.
Jans looking for a quick three-pointer, and it's not there.
He was looking to pull up on that one, wasn't he?
I think he's feeling it this evening.
I think so.
Parsons and Michael Smith will do battle.
Birch is not on the floor.
Birch is not on the floor.
No.
One of their leading scorers who complements Parsons very well. Parsons is a quick move again. Michael Smith blocks it. Parsons gets it back. Good ball control there.
Yes, it was. He stayed right with it.
32-30. Jackson's in the lead. 6:16 to go. We have Jans on the floor along with Tom Anderson, Joe Nees, Parsons, and Matt Taylor. As Reggie Hester shoots, it's long off the iron, rebounded by Taylor. Taylor doesn't have his goggles on this half. Jans looking for Nees or Taylor. Both of them get it. Good pass into Parsons, and I believe the Warriors will be going to the line for the first time. And now Matt Taylor will try to find his goggles. There they are.
Maybe they were a prescription goggle and he couldn't find the bench. He went in the wrong direction.
He threw something off. I don't know if they broke or now he's trying to fix his goggles as we take a look at the Jackson bench.
I'm not in the office right now. I can't help him. Foul was on Jamar White. That was his first and the team's first.
Eric Parsons will be at the line as Matt Taylor gets his goggles situated. 5:57 to go in the third quarter. It's 32-30. Jackson in the lead. And he's good with the first.
He has a nice stroke.
Yeah, you can see where he shoots 22 points a game, or scores 22 points a game, rather. He's got a good, quick first step, even though Michael Smith's blocked the last two, but he's not exactly going against a weak defender in Smith.
No, Michael Smith is very, very quick.
It'll be a good challenge for him as Waverly comes out with a press.
Half-court trap.
Keto Smith trying to find.
Went strong inside again, Price.
Trying to find Price. He does and scores.
12 points for Damon Price. Bodies on the floor.
Jump ball. They couldn't tell who it went off of. It would be Waverly's ball with the arrow. And let's see if Jackson plays man-to-man again. Appears they are.
Yep.
They are. They had a little trouble getting it in last time, but this time Taylor springs free. Rowan is checked in, maybe a little bit more size. As Anderson's shot is off.
I think that's Jackson's ball.
Off the iron long. And Jackson will try to beat this press. Keto Smith. Over to Michael Smith. Now back to Keto. They find Reggie Hester. He dribbles and dribbles it out of bounds.
Here comes Birch.
.5:18 to go, 34-32. Birch, along with Jans, Parsons, Taylor, and the other senior, Joe Rowan. He'll get the ball at the free throw line, now top of the key. Looking for Taylor. He's not there.
Took steps.
Good pressure by Jamar White.
Yep.
Reggie Hester pressuring Jans. Jans will get it out to Parsons against Michael Smith, and they reset. Birch now against Keto Smith. Parsons for a three-pointer. Quick shot.
Whoa, he made it with Smith in his face. A great shot.
I even think he was calling for the foul. I think Smith may have clipped his hand.
Boy, that was some shot. Smith was right in his face, and Waverly has the lead, 35-34.
Press bothering Jackson just
Yes,
a little
it
bit. Keto Smith now over to Michael Smith. He's got Price. Nice move.
Down. Nice play.
Boy, that was a nice move.
Penetration is tough to defend.
As you said, Coach Odlum wanted to stop the penetration
Yep.
for Jackson.
Yep, that got him 2 points, and Price is finishing nicely now.
I think Michael Smith's going to get a
Yep.
reach-in foul, and I think Coach Sheridan's got to have him be careful.
That's his first, though.
Not any foul trouble. Parsons again for three, short. Not much action for the rebound. Player scramble for the loose ball.
I think that's Waverly's ball, yeah. I think that's a good call. Schlosser made the call from out by center court, but it was the right call.
And Jans will start the inbounds play from underneath the Jackson basket into Taylor. Taylor finds Rowan. Good pump fake against Jamar White. Steal by Keto Smith. It's stolen back by Taylor. Over to Parsons. A little 10-footer. Good.
Buried it.
36-37. Clock stop for the net. Waverly.
Well, Parsons has all 9 points for Waverly this half.
You score 22 points a game, you're not going to miss too many of those open 10-footers. Now Price trying to...
Call the block.
I think he was hesitating on what to
That
call
was a
there.
close call. I think he took a guess.
I think he was hesitating on what to call there as Damon tried to create something along the baseline.
Parsons got the foul. That's his first and the team's first.
Again, no trouble. Zone the inbounds play. Jackson has it batted around, but Price regains possession over to White. Here on the far side into Price. Price tries to throw a little bounce pass.
Went off of Rowan's foot.
White tried to throw a bounce pass into Price there, and a nice kick by Rowan. Keto Smith finds Michael Smith. Good crossover dribble. Nice pass into Price. Little turnaround
Another
baby
dunk
hook.
down.
Michael Smith's penetration is hurting him right now.
That's 16 points for Damon Price. It's the 7th lead change, and there have been 6 ties.
Excellent game, 38-37. They spring Jans in the corner. He chooses not to shoot the three-pointer. Parsons trying to create something against Michael Smith. He's got the baseline, free throw extended.
Forced that one.
Forced that one, of course.
Odlum screaming for a foul on that one.
Michael Smith now finds Keto Smith, wide open three-pointer. He sets up. Keto seemed to rush a couple of shots early on and was long on his three-pointers. He set his feet and shot that one nice.
He's playing very comfortably, it looks like to me. He certainly doesn't look rattled at all for his first time in a varsity uniform. He's playing a nice ball game. That's 7 points.
Haven't heard much from
That's
Birch.
8 points.
Haven't heard much from Birch, but that's a nice pass into Jans. Too hard off. Jamar White with the rebound up to Michael Smith. Birch didn't start this half again.
Keto again.
His feet are set. Nothing there.
Jamar
White.
Yes. Jackson's on the boards now. 43-37 now. Timeout for Waverly.
Timeout Waverly as Joe Nees and Tom Anderson get ready to check back in for Phil Odlum's club. 2:32 to go in the third quarter, and it's 43-37. Jackson High has extended their lead. We started the half at 28-28. Several lead changes, but Jackson High right now with Damon Price and Jamar White. Michael Smith's penetration doing a good job.
Well, they went on a 7-point run after being down. I think the key is Michael Smith's penetration and dumping the ball down into Price, who's been able to finish. And 16 points is a bonus for Jackson. Jans has been shut off this quarter, and all the scoring for Waverly has been from Eric Parsons, who's their big scorer. Only scored 3 points on one three-pointer in the first half, but has 9 points already in this quarter.
Clayton Birch didn't start the second half, but I would say you'd probably look for him to start to assert himself somewhat.
I agree with you.
6-point lead for the Vikings, 2:32 left here in the third quarter. Birch is working against Keto Smith. He'll try to feed it down into Parsons, back out to Birch, a little two-man game. Out to Knees make that.
I think Keto Smith hit that ball, Waverly's ball.
And Coach Phil Odlum loses his jacket.
That could happen. I've seen him do that before.
Anderson looks to start things underneath the Jackson basket.
I've seen his jacket go flying into the stands.
Good pressure by Jamar White.
Calling Hester on the overplay, I believe.
Well, that led to a couple of easy buckets for Hester in the first half, but his second foul, and both of them have been on the overplay.
That's right, and 3 team fouls.
Man-to-man again for Jackson as they take it out from the far side. Birch into Knees and back to Birch. 2:07, 43-37 in the third quarter. Jackson's up by 6. Birch looking to create, tries to feed it into Taylor. It's batted away, scramble in the paint. Knees gets it, little two-footer. It's good.
Nice play by Knees staying with that.
43-39.
It's a block. Odlum doesn't like the call. The rest of the bench doesn't like the call. And Joe Knees doesn't like the call.
That's why we're over here.
I know. That's his third, team's second.
Keto Smith now at the top of the key over to Reggie Hester. He gets the baseline. He's got an easy dumping pass. He decides to throw it in, and it's batted away, but Michael Smith regains possession. Good penetration over to Keto Smith.
Forced it.
Free throw line jumper's no good. Taylor brings it down, gets it out. 2-on-1. Anderson, no. Knees, rebound, no. Out to Jamar White, now over to Keto Smith. He's got Reggie Hester with him. Hester too far for him, back to Keto Smith in the paint. Michael Smith for the 3. 3 seconds on Jackson.
Oh, he hit it too.
Just as Michael Smith fills up a 3. Action picked up in the last 30 seconds.
Yes, it has.
21, George Brown in for Keto Smith. Coach Sheridan going to do a little coaching with him. Minute 19 to go, and it's 43-39. Tom Anderson now over to Birch. He's guarded closely by Brown.
Birch has been very quiet offensively. He really hasn't looked to create, really hasn't looked for his shot.
Parsons now over to Taylor, back to Anderson. He's open from the top of the key.
They set a nice screen. Hester couldn't get out to him, and Anderson buried the three-pointer.
With under a minute to go, we've got a 1-point game again. Close to over and back, and the Waverly coaches are up in arms. No call. Michael Smith now to Reggie Hester, top of the key, 42 seconds to go. Good double team. Here goes Birch. Almost a double dribble. Hester with a clean block. And with 2 fouls, you might as well send him to the line and see if Clayton can convert these with 37 seconds to go.
That was a good foul. He had to foul him.
Birch had an easy lay-in.
He did, and that's Reggie's third foul, so he'll have to be careful.
Excellent double team by Waverly there at the top of the key. Got Jackson, as we've heard possibly over our mics, Coach Sheridan screaming a little too much dribble, and Waverly created the steal. Here comes Birch in.
Here comes the replay. Hester from behind, got him with the body. You can see him hit him right with his hip. Birch made both free throws, and Waverly has a 1-point lead. 35 seconds to go.
Again, Waverly with some token pressure.
That was a lazy pass.
Michael Smith trying to feed it up the sidelines. It's knocked away. 30 seconds to go. And George Brown will set things up from the top of the key. Waverly going to come out. Anderson a little bit. Pressure him. 22 seconds to go. Michael Smith on the near side. Good crossover dribble. He's got a nice crossover dribble. Free throw line extended. Off the rim. Waverly good position. And Parsons.
Waverly will get last shot. There's 9 seconds. You got to think Parsons is going to take it. There it is. Oh, hit a great three-pointer with Reggie Hester in his face.
2 seconds to go. Hester's bomb is wide, and Waverly explodes to end the third quarter with the score. Waverly 47 and the Jackson Vikings 43. We'll be back with the fourth quarter right after this. And we're underway with the final quarter here at the Jackson High School Fieldhouse as Michael Smith's pass to Keto Smith goes between his leg. Sort of a trend developing. Jackson spurts out to 5 to 6 to 8 point leads in the middle of the quarter, and Waverly storms back.
Well, they can't run Waverly out of the gym, that's for sure. Waverly's hanging tough, and they are shooting 7 for 15 from the three-point line.
Well, that last one by Parsons was, from our angle, we couldn't tell how far behind the line, but with Hester running at him, had to be 22 or 3 feet.
That was a great shot.
Parsons again out top, looking inside for knees, a turnaround two-footer.
You got away from White.
Not many points in the paint for Waverly. That's knees working inside.
4 points for knees for the game.
And that's Waverly's biggest lead with 6 points. Keto Smith breaks the press.
Key there was Parsons in the third quarter had a 12-point quarter for 15 for the game, and he's their big scorer. He does not appear to be affected by his ankle injury.
I'd hate to see him if he's is affected by his ankle injury.
Another bad pass.
Good defense by Waverly. Their press is still bothering Jackson somewhat, forcing them out of their game.
Jackson's got their chins down at this point. They need some spark.
Phil Odlum with his hands crossed, as we just got a picture of, has got to be happy his team has battled back here on the road to lead by 6. Keto Smith for 3.
Hit another one. The sophomore in his first game has 11 points on 3 three-pointers and a deuce.
A few unforced turnovers, but he's got a nice shot when he can set his feet.
Yep.
Parsons, good ball fake, trying to play a two-man game with Birch here on the far side. Birch will come back out top of the key, over to Parsons. Good, strong baseline move, forces it a high archer off the rim. Matt Taylor with the rebound, his putback no. Again, Taylor with the rebound, that's good.
Stayed with it. 12 points for Taylor.
Jackson breaks the press that time without much trouble. Brown over to Michael Smith. His three-pointer is long. No rebounding there, although good hustle by Brown. Struggle for the ball, and Brown comes up with it. His little 15-footer is hard off the iron. Rebounded by White. Off the backboard, no. Battle inside again. Parsons brings it down. Couple cracks at it.
Yes, he did. It was a good rebound, but he couldn't finish. 5-point lead for Waverly.
6:04 to go. Waverly up by 5. And they're working the ball good now. They're starting to get into the paint a little bit.
Yes, they are.
Birch now over to Anderson. He's trying to find knees but can't. Finds Parsons. Parsons dribbles over to the far side. Good crossover
Smith
dribble.
stole it.
Good crossover dribble, but they caught Michael Smith.
They called Smith on a reach-in. Looked like he stole the ball pretty cleanly. Hamlin and Reggie Hester back in for Jackson. Price comes out. Michael Smith comes out for a rest. And Jans is back in. He's been quiet this half, has not scored after 12-point first half.
He was the spark plug in the first half,
Yes,
no question about it, when Birch and Parsons were quiet. Nice inbounds play. There's the man-to-man.
Yes, it is.
Got caught on a pick.
Yep.
Waverly executing a lot better than they did in the first half.
They sure are.
53-46 now. Waverly extending their pressure way out past the top of the
They
key.
have to get the ball into Hester's hands. There it is.
He finds White. White back to Brown. Brown over to Keto Smith. His three-pointer.
It's good. It's got a good-looking shot. There's no rotation on it.
It is a knuckleball.
It is. It's a knuckleball. It's soft, but it's a knuckleball.
If he sets his feet, he can bang him. He's made 3 out of 4 with his feet set.
That's
when
right.
he's on the move that he has a little trouble. Birch now on the far side. Finds Knees. Knees trying to create against White. Nothing. Birch dribbles in. He gets the paint.
Took steps.
He makes the shot, but not before traveling. 53-49. Jackson had better ball movement last time down the floor, but Waverly's defense is definitely, the intensity starting to pick up for Waverly.
Jackson needs to get Hester involved in the offense. There's
Good strip. Good strip by Jans. Saved by Knees. Up to Birch. Hester at least foils the layup. Taylor finds Knees all alone. Gets away possibly with a double dribble.
I think he did.
Dropping the ball down with 2 hands, but no call. 55-49. Good work by Knees. He's just sort of around the basket.
Yep. Well, Knees is not the type of player who's going to create much for himself. There's another turnover. I think that was kicked out by Waverly, and fortunate for Jackson because they almost had another unforced turnover. Here's Michael Smith coming back.
Michael Smith back for George Brown. Good work by George Brown.
Yes.
And Phil Odlum yelling instructions to his team. They are up by 6. That's their largest lead. We have 4:31 to go in this game. Keto Smith into Hamlin. Hamlin, a big size advantage. Can't get the little one to fall.
Jamar White.
Good putback.
Jackson's controlling the inside play, but it's a question of whether it'll be enough. Waverly is hanging tough. 4-point lead.
Birch on the far side to Knees at the elbow. Knees now over to Jans, guarded by Hester, and he'll come back out the top of the key over to Parsons with Michael Smith on him. Looking to create, reverse pivot over to Birch. Birch on the near side from 22 feet. It's short, and that is
Strong rebound, and he's got Smith on a run out. Oh, and he dropped the ball. Andy's holding his head.
Jamar White with a strong rebound. Keto Smith took off, and
he had the easy layup and dropped the ball. Forgot to catch it.
I think he was looking up to see where he was on the floor.
Here's one of the reasons why Waverly is ahead in this game now. Jackson has 7 turnovers, only 2 for Waverly.
3:48 to go. It's 55-51, and Keto Smith's going to get called for a push there.
That's his first, team 6th. Only 2 personal fouls on Waverly this half. Jackson will press.
Well, you can see it's 7-3 and 4-2 in the conference.
Yep.
They've picked up their effectiveness.
Yes, they have.
Jackson needs to, losing 3 out of 4.
Another steal by Hester.
Steal by Hester.
He'll give it to Smith. Oh, great play.
Great play by Jans, and it's tipped away. Michael Smith gets the
inside
rebound.
again.
His 2-footer is
Good
good.
shot. Good shot. What great hustle by Waverly on that play.
Good anticipation by Hester. The 2 buddies try to give and go, but boy, Jans did a good job of getting back.
Jans just took steps he got away with, too.
Parsons now. We'll see if that brings up the intensity for Jackson somewhat. Birch trying to create against Keto Smith on the far side. Dribbles out over the top of the key. He finds Parsons. Parsons, good move. Not much there. 4 shot. Again, Jamar White, he's having his way on the boards, and Reggie Hester with a chance for Jackson to tie or go ahead.
Hamlin made Parsons change his shot on that last one, being 6'8".
Keto Smith.
Three-pointer.
No.
Oh, went over the backboard. Hamlin was in position for the rebound. And here comes Tom Anderson back for Waverly. Birch comes out.
A good look by Keto Smith, but just hard off the iron. 55-53 with 2:50 to go as Reggie Hester will pressure Jans as he brings it up over the timeline. Jans trying to balance the floor now, send Parsons to one side and Anderson to the other. Knees works the pivot area along with Matt Taylor. Anderson trying to work against Keto Smith. Now Michael Smith closely guarding Eric Parsons. Anderson over to Parsons. Oh, he's got 3. That's deadly. No, long. Michael Smith ran out of rebound position. He blocked the shot again, but Parsons in good shape. Waverly works the boards good that time.
That's 17 points for Parsons. Timeout Jackson there first.
Timeout
Each team
on
has
Jackson.
3 remaining.
Well, Michael Smith, Parsons got a chance to set his feet. Michael Smith, as many players do, trying to block the shot, run yourself out of the play a little bit, and with a long rebound, it came right back to him. A couple of putbacks by Waverly, and they enabled themselves to collect a 4-point lead.
Well, with 2 minutes to go, this is still anybody's ball game. The big run from Waverly this half certainly came from Parsons with 14 points this half for a total of 17. Jans, who led with 12 in the first half, has not scored.
And if you would like a copy of tonight's game, you can contact the Continental Cablevision Programming Department. You see the phone number on your screen at 394-9188. That's area code 517. Each tape is $15. So if you would like to add this tape to your video library of high school hoops here on Continental Cablevision, either head down to the Continental Cablevision office or call that number. And for $15, you can add this CAC battle, which is a close one, to your video library. Michael Smith with a long three-pointer is short. Matt Taylor corrals the rebound, and
I don't think that's the shot they wanted.
After the timeout, it was a long three-pointer, just short.
They can get that three-pointer anytime.
Michael Smith pressures Parsons, and it drops. He's smooth off the dribble and with the jump shot.
Yes, he is. 19 points. He got poked in the eye, too.
59-53, again, the largest lead for Waverly is 6 points. Now Reggie Hester, who's got to become involved.
Yep.
His shot's short. Michael Smith takes it away, and again.
Can't finish inside. They've got to be able to finish inside, and Waverly's in control now with 1:10 seconds to go. Jackson's got to go out and foul.
Taylor's got the last two boards, possibly an elbow. No, they'll call the block on Michael Smith. Parson gets his elbow out and gets away with one.
I thought he did. It looked like he pushed off with his left arm as he spun.
He is smooth, though.
Oh, he's a very nice player.
Especially on a bum ankle. 59-53, minute 13 to go.
And as a junior.
Yeah, as you've mentioned, and throughout the show, also in the opening, both teams extremely, extremely young.
Waverly shooting 12 for 24 this half, 50%. Very good. And it doesn't look like this guy's going to miss many free throws either. Parsons, that's 20 points now for him.
There's their largest lead, 60-53. 7 points. The junior guard, 6 foot. Started as a sophomore with Clayton Birch and starting as a junior.
Makes them both. Jackson's in big trouble.
He'll have some colleges looking at him.
I would think so. There's another steal.
Bad pass by Michael Smith. Anderson lays it in, and with a minute to go, it's 63-53. 10-point lead for Waverly.
Warm up the bus. Waverly has put on a great run here in the third and fourth quarter. Three-pointer by Price. That's not the guy they want shooting the three-pointer.
Long three-pointer. Taylor gets another rebound. He's gotten every big rebound here down the end. Michael Smith from the top of the key. Short. Rebounded by Price. No good.
They just cannot finish. With 43 seconds to go, though, I don't think it matters.
They're going to need a heck of a run. A couple of three-pointers and some steals from the Jackson standpoint. From the Waverly standpoint, just play some good defense and take care of the basketball, make your free throws.
That's all they have to do at this point. Just make their free throws.
And you get a big win on the road. It's never easy, even though Jackson is struggling right now with 3 out of the last 4 games, as we've mentioned, losses. It's never easy to come in the field house here and get a win.
No, Phil Odlum was saying that beforehand, that they do not win here very often. It's a tough place to play. There's always a supportive crowd here, and Jackson usually plays well at home. They played well in the first half, but have not played very well in the second half. Too many turnovers and have not shot real well.
Of course, we also want to mention Continental Cablevision's continued coverage of high school hoops on Tuesday, February the 7th. For those of you in the Lansing coverage area, we will have Eaton Rapids. The Greyhounds are going to be visiting the Holt Rams. Holt, as we've mentioned, the surprise team in the CAC. Replay times are Thursday, February 9th at 8:30 p.m. and Friday the 10th at 3 p.m. And Holt at home against the Greyhounds, looking strong.
Oh, I think so, and Bruce Larner does a real nice job with them every year. Sometimes they don't have the greatest talent, but this year they apparently have a real nice team. This is Damon Price at the line, not a good free throw shooter. 2 shots.
Damon's first one is short, as has been the case for most of Jackson's shots tonight. Just can't seem to get it up and over the front end of the iron. Damon Price.
That was a better shot.
Makes 1 out of 2, and it's 54-63. 63-54, Waverly.
Jackson trapping.
Good.
Reached in, they got the jump ball, and Jackson will
get the next one.
The next one.
They've got to play good defense one more time. Coach Phil Odlum not happy with that inbounds play into the corner.
Waverly's in control of this at this point. 9-point lead.
Chad Parsons looking to trigger. He gets it to Anderson.
There's the foul.
And a foul on Jackson. They had him cornered with 3 guys,
Yeah,
but time is a factor. They got to give him a little push.
Right, Michael Smith, I think, gets the foul.
Another
They
action.
gave it to Hester.
Another action tonight. Holt is visiting Lansing Eastern. East Lansing is at Lansing Sexton, and Lansing Everett is hosting Grand Ledge in the CAC.
This is Tom Anderson at the line, 1-1. He has 5 points all in this half, and Waverly makes their free throws. They do a real nice job shooting their free throws. Waverly is now 7 for 7, Jackson 4 for 8.
5'11", 160-pound junior is certainly smooth from the free throw line. Reggie Hester trying to create now in the open court. He's got to make something happen in a hurry. His little 2-footer, no. Pulls down the rebound, quick dribble. No again, over the back possibly, but can't get one to fall. Anderson will just wait to get fouled again.
That's Reggie's 5th. He fouled out.
And Reggie will collect his 5th, as Mel said. 24 seconds to go. It's 65-54.
Only thing in doubt at this point is the final score, as Waverly has played a real nice ball game. Hester fouls out with 5 points, certainly a subpar performance for a guy averaging 20.8. And Jackson is not going to win many ball games when Reggie Hester scores 5 points. So a combination of very good defense by Waverly and not a good shooting performance by Reggie. Anderson finally missed a free throw.
1-1, everybody sort of stood around. Michael Smith now just trying to create, Matt Taylor tries to draw the charge. Just can't get those bunnies to go.
Nope.
Joe Nees rebounds over to Jans. Jans just going to waste some time in the corner. Wait to get fouled. Gets it out to Parsons. Parsons over 6 seconds.
Should be a 10-second call.
4-3. It's 65-54. Anderson 4-3 at the buzzer. No. So this Capital Area Conference rivalry has come to a close with the Waverly Warriors collecting a big victory, 65-54 over the Jackson Vikings. And we'll be right back with some post-game comments following these messages. And welcome back to the Jackson High School field house as the crowd's clearing out on this Friday evening in January. This Capital Area Conference battle has come to a close with the Waverly Warriors coming in here and stealing one away from Jackson, 65-54.
It's always nice to get a conference win away. You don't count on those all the time, particularly with teams that are about even. There are sometimes a little weaker teams and a little stronger teams in the conference, but when you're pretty even, you really expect to hold the advantage on your home court, and Jackson could not do that. And they slipped to 1-5 in the conference and 4-5 overall. Very unusual statistic for Jackson, who is used to having great success in basketball.
That's exactly right. And with Waverly, as you mentioned, a big win at 4-2 in the conference, tied with Holt and East Lansing, only one game behind Everett. A huge win here in Jackson because, as you mentioned, Jackson High, although they have struggled of late, can be a dangerous team on their home floor.
Oh, they can be, but they certainly didn't shoot well. They got off to a very good start. They controlled the boards. They had very strong inside play. Parsons did not start, the big scorer for Waverly, but when he came in, they seemed to gain confidence. It was Jans carrying the scoring load in the first half, and Matt Taylor, two people that you would not expect to carry the scoring load because Parsons and Birch usually do that. But they were not even heard of in scoring in the first half. Each had one three-pointer. However, although Birch did not score for the game, he only scored 7 points. It was Parsons picking up the load in the second half for them.
Exactly right. Jackson, on the other hand, has to be somewhat encouraged by the play of their big men. White and Price both look strong underneath, at least collecting rebounds, and just couldn't quite finish tonight.
No, they missed some inside shots. They got quite a few offensive rebounds, but on the stickbacks they couldn't quite get them down. They also have to be encouraged by the play of Keto Smith. First game up from the junior varsity, 10th grader hit 4 3-pointers and wound up with 14 points. But a disappointing show by their two big scorers, Michael Smith and Reggie Hester. Smith had 8 points and Hester only 5 for the game and fouled out with 30 seconds to go when the game was pretty much over. The final stats, field goal percentage, Waverly 47% on 25 for 53. Very good shooting. Jackson 23 for 68, only 34%. In three-pointers, Waverly had 44%, 7 for 16. Excellent three-point shooting. Jackson only 22% on 4 for 18. In the rebound department, Jackson out-rebounded Waverly 31-29, but that turned out to not be a very key statistic.
Well, win number 295 for Phil Odlum, and he has to be pleased with that, as we've already mentioned. Right now, Waverly's on the track fighting for the CAC crown, and from what we saw here in the second half, very efficient, good shooters, good free throw shooters, and they have I would say a strong chance.
They do. I think their weakness is, as Phil Odlum said, height, which is a bit of a problem for them, and they are prone to get out-rebounded. But they have very, very good shooting. They run their offense very, very well. Birch and Parsons can both create. Jans can obviously hit the three-point shot when he's left open. And Parsons off the bench after scoring only 3 points in the first half, wound up with 21 points. He was high for the night. 12 points for Jamie Jans, all in the first half. 12 for Matt Taylor, 10 of those in the first half. But the scoring was picked up by Anderson, who had 7 in the second half. They had very balanced scoring, and they picked each other up. When two players carried them in the first half, Jans and Taylor. In the second half, it was Parsons and Anderson. So a great job and a nice win by Waverly here at the Jackson Fieldhouse.
I think he's got to be pleased with the play of Taylor and Knees on the boards. Now from the Jackson end, you've now lost 4 out of 5. Regroup time?
Yeah, they're in trouble. They just don't look real sharp on the offensive line end. They're playing well inside. I think their big people played quite well tonight. If they could have finished the shots, this would have been a closer game.
Listen, we just wanted to mention, finally, that Continental Cablevision's High School Hoops 95 coverage will continue February 7th. For those of you in the Lansing area, Eaton Rapids, the Greyhounds visit the Holt Rams. Replays are Thursday, February 9th at 8:30, and Friday, the 10th, at 3 p.m.
And with Holt playing so well, I'm really looking forward to seeing how they play.
We also wanted to mention one final time that if you would like a copy to add to your video library of tonight's contest, or any contest for that matter that Continental Cablevision puts on the air, you can contact the Continental Cablevision office in Lansing and also in Jackson. In Jackson, you called 782-9353. The tapes are $15, so bring your tapes in, get a copy of the contest, and add it to your video library. And there, as you can see, 394-9188 for you, those of you in the Lansing area. And that'll just about wrap things up here from the Jackson High School Fieldhouse. Again, the final in this Capital Area Conference battle. Waverly, the Waverly Warriors, 65, and the Jackson High School Vikings, 54. For Dr. Mel Wolf, I'm John Richmond. Thank you for joining us.